Suge Knight passed out after hearing his bail amount, and someone hacked into NBA YoungBoy's courtroom call.
Free YB, man. Free YB.
Everyone needs to stay muted.
These are some of rappers' most heated moments in court. Suge Knight was arrested in 2015 after he ran over two guys while on the set of the movie Straight Outta Compton. He claimed it was self-defense, but the surveillance footage clearly proved otherwise. While waiting to be sentenced, Suge tried to get bail.
$25 million.
But when he heard they wanted $25 million, he passed out. In 2018, Suge was charged with murder and sentenced to 28 years in prison. The stare that he gave out on the way of sentencing pretty much confirmed that he meant what he did. NBA YoungBoy's behavior in court was the complete opposite though. In 2020, YoungBoy was caught with a gun while a felon and was facing 10 years in prison. In 2022, he was going through it while waiting for trial. While there was no footage for these specific hearings, his attorney said YoungBoy had his head down and even began to cry. The fans were feeling so bad, someone even hacked into the courtroom Zoom call and started screaming, "Free YB."
Free YB.
But when he was eventually allowed to move to Utah and live on house arrest until his trial date, he celebrated on his way out of court, taking pictures with fans and even running away while they chased him. But unlike other rappers, Tay-K didn't have much of a reaction to his lengthy sentence. In 2016, Tay-K, along with his group of friends, were all involved in a home invasion in Mansfield, Texas, where 21-year-old Ethan Walker was killed. He was placed on house arrest while waiting for trial, but he cut off his ankle monitor and went on, as he would call it, the race. While on the race, Tay-K was still wreaking havoc. He robbed many more people, including an old man that he left pretty bruised up. But what made him viral was when he recorded The Race, where he mocked the police while talking about his escape. He was caught in June 2017, and in 2019, Tay-K was all smiles in trial. But when he was sentenced to 55 years in prison, reality hit him. The court cut the footage right before his reaction, but when the camera started rolling back, Tay-K no longer had his glasses on and he was wiping his face. He definitely wasn't all smiles after this. And similar to Tay-K, YNW Melly was seen in court smiling and even laughing at times despite facing life in prison for the murder of his two friends, YNW Juvie and YNW Sack Chaser. Melly was arrested in 2019 and is still awaiting trial 5 years later in 2024. So when he actually gets sentenced or found innocent, it's going to be crazy. And Lil Wayne didn't take his court date seriously at all. In 2012, Wayne sued Quincy Jones, the producer of the documentary The Carter, which followed Lil Wayne during the making of his album The Carter 3. Wayne claimed the film was a bad portrayal of him and sued for defamation. But instead of taking the deposition seriously, Wayne turned it into a comedy show. He started off telling the attorney he's asking stupid questions.
Clearly, Lil Wayne answers to no one.
Is that an interview that you actually gave with Katie Couric?
Is that an interview that I actually gave with Katie Couric?
Yeah.
What's your name again?
Hey, well, that's not the question.
What's his name?
Pete Ross.
Huh?
Pete Ross.
Pete Ross.
Yeah.
That's a stupid ass question. You just saw me on there giving an interview with her.
And his replies to the next few questions were even wilder. And then he repeatedly answered,
I don't know.
with I don't recall to almost every question. Wayne was getting fed up at this point. He just went back to answering questions with smart remarks until eventually he just went over the edge.
And you guys portray what you get.
No, who are you? Who is the real?
I am Dwayne Michael Carter Jr.
and threatened the attorney. And a witness took over things during Blueface's trial during Blueface's court date for a shooting he was involved in. The victim taunted him on the way out, taking selfies and laughing in the rapper's face. But that's nothing compared to this Miami rapper who started to twerk in court after he couldn't get the judge's attention. In 2016, Calvin Griffith, a local artist in Miami, was arrested after he broke into a high school and stole one of the employees' cars. And I guess his music wasn't getting enough attention, so he decided to go for the viral moment in court. After trying to get the judge's attention over and over, he started twerking, and the jury couldn't help but to break out in laughter. But sometimes the judge is the star of the show. Judge Fletcher from Texas called this local rapper's mom after he kept going back to jail. That wasn't Fletcher's only time doing that though. He called this guy's grandma in the middle of court. Fletcher clearly didn't have any tolerance for repeat offenders. He told this guy that he hopes he has the worst, most miserable, rotten time in jail.
Because I hope it's one of the most miserable, rotten experiences that you ever
And when he found out that this guy is known for hitting a pregnant woman, he went off. Another crazy moment was when a rapper from Ohio named Duffy was charged with drug trafficking and taking the police on a chase with a weapon. After state prosecutors asked the judge to sentence him to the maximum amount of time possible, he started crying, begging the judge for forgiveness, but she wasn't buying into the act at all.
I was not selling drugs. I was doing better than that. I was trying to do my life on track, man.
And since we're talking about judges, Judge Glanville from the Young Thug YSL trial had his moments too. Like when he lost his temper after Thug's lawyer wouldn't tell him how he found out about a secret meeting between the witnesses and the state. He sent the lawyer to jail, but he didn't end up serving any time because the Supreme Court ruled it unfavorable. Glanville and Thug's lawyer clearly didn't like each other. And you can clearly see this after the lawyer said that the state deleted footage of a detective forcing a witness to lie on Thug's name about a shooting that happened in 2015. But when the state fought it, claiming that the lawyer had no evidence that this conversation between the detective and the witness ever happened, Glanville just blindly believed them. Thug's lawyer and Judge Glanville went back and forth for a while about this, and things got pretty heated. But after he brought out clear evidence that proved the judge and state wrong, Glanville didn't even apologize for being so biased. This sent the lawyer over the edge, and he went off, requesting that Glanville remove himself from the trial. And after Glanville was removed, the new judge, Judge Whitaker, didn't come to play any games either. The first thing she did was set some rules, acknowledging Glanville's temper and saying moving forward things would be different. Judge Whitaker wasn't there to get her time wasted. She got onto Miss Love many times, telling her to hurry up with her witness testimonies. After Miss Love failed to get some of her witnesses to show up to court, Judge Whitaker was pretty frustrated, but the witnesses of the YSL trial have turned it into a complete clown show. Like when YSL Polo tried to play off as insane.
Oh, it is? Yes. Okay, well, I ain't Judge Glanville, and I don't play, so stop showing out. All right, let's see. Mr. Jimenez, you want to tell your client to get a grip on himself?
But the judge wasn't buying it. And just like the YoungBoy trial, someone hacked into the courtroom Zoom call and screamed, "Free Thug." And the star of this trial, Lil Woody, just didn't care. He was fed up with the state asking him the same questions again and again. And he even fired his lawyer on his second day back.
She fat.
Eventually, he started to get like Wayne and replied,
I don't recall.
to most questions. And when they asked him about why he snitched on Thug, he lost it. The state prosecutor slipped up and called Woody Detective Woody, and he didn't take it too lightly. He immediately went off, telling her to correct herself. Another witness, Antrevia Smith, wasn't being too cooperative either, and witness Mook Took told them to stop treating him like a kid. And Lil D, another YSL affiliate, trolled the entire time too.
Let me ask you this. Do you have a brother named Tay?
When you gonna speak on my brother?
He started off not even wanting to speak back to the prosecutors. Just like Woody, Lil D fired his lawyer on his second day too. And when they asked him about his day,
I was probably on like 5 Percocet, 10 milligrams of morphine on.
he said his day was bad because he needed some drugs. But this isn't even the surface of what's been going on in the YSL trial. Check this video out to see more.